Space for care or fear. Homeless women only accommodation. Women are more conservative, they want to have stable living. But there are many homeless women nowadays. Why? Most of the homeless women experience the sexual and domestic violence, substance misuse, or need mental services, and almost all of them are facing economic problems. Thus, this group of homeless women have the same characteristics. They are kind, but afraid to form a trust with other people. They are always afraid of crowd, but they need to communicate to others. But they are also afraid of alone. They are frightened of the world, but still curiosity. They need more protection and private space to gain a sense of safety. In this area, most of the homeless people choose to stay around the city center. In the daytime, most of them stay at Church Street and sleep on the road, but it's not safe. They may suffer violence by drunk people. They need a peaceful accommodation, which have less pedestrian and have entertainment area. The school lane is a good choice. Considering the traffic situation, the Church Street, Church Alley, and Peter's Orchard are pedestrian area. The Paradise Street and Hanover Street are vehicle area. In the west side of the school lane, only truck and police car will stop here. In east side of the lane, cars come there for parking. It can be seen that the school lane have few cars pass by. Around the school lane, most of people come to the shopping center, the red area. They also have an art studio and some catering area. In detail, there is a car parking in the east side of the school lane. Near the car parking, there is the Quaker meeting house, where homeless women can have food and also communicate to others. The Blue Coat is in the middle of the school lane. There are art studios, cafes, and art shops. Next to the Blue Coat, there is a cafe named Chocolate in the Liverpool one. At the beginning of the lane, homeless women can have meal in the Abbey. Thus my choice is the school lane. The first side is near the car parking. The second side is near the Blue Coat. The third side is in the end of the lane. Come across the school lane from the east to the west. There are 5 views for the sides. Peter Zamso wrote in his book that when they were talking about a project designed by a respectable architect, a young member didn't like this project. Although this building was interesting from the view of theories and practice, but it had no soul. Thus Peter Zamso started to consider buildings that provide people with the natural special conditions appropriate to the way people are feeling. There is a space in the Todd Enders Benetton Research Center, which is directly lighted by the circular skylight on the top, a narrow corridor with a large scale of depth and height, which could meet the required space atmosphere of rational, serious, and calm. Todd Enders Division of Meditation is in UNESCO headquarters, which uses the same way to control daylight and increase space height. It can meet the user's needs of a calm and thinking space atmosphere. Maria Botta on the Moby Mr. Sue Billy's house, which strengthened the sense of hold of the interior space by direct daylight through the external wall. This method can meet the user's demand of living space with a sense of safety. The most distinct character of homeless women is their sensitive mental condition, which is main in fear, sad, anxious, and curious. When they feel sad, it likes all the things are falling down with tears. The whole body is going to collapse. They need a space to hold them. When they are feared, they want to hide themselves and escape from the crowd. Thus they will need a sacred space which cannot be seen. When they feel anxious, everything in their mind likes a mess. They need a peaceful space to keep calm and a special door to let the mess fly away. After the sad, fear, anxious, they will pick up their interest for the world again. Then they will be curious and want to see the outside world, even talk to others. They will need a window to connect the world. Thus I divided the space into 4 different pieces. One can hold their sadness, one can lessen calm, one is secret, and one will provide an open view. In the plan, the main area including the foundational function such as the entrance, toilet, and bathroom, while the 4 different areas don't have clear functions. But depending on the different space scale of different body postures. For example, 400 mm dispersion, it can be used as steps or chairs in a desk. A 2000 mm long, 1200 mm high space can be a sleeping area and also a quiet reading area. In the east and the south of the shelter, there has windows on the roof. Users can enjoy daylight, also can observe the pass-by. Every space have different way of use, according to user's mental condition. This house will use a wood frame, which is formed by 60 mm x 60 mm section of timbers. There are the 2 sections and details of the materials of the roof, walls, and floor. There is the perspective view of the whole house. Considering the sides, the 2 most open spaces, curious and anxious, will be at the east or the south part of the accommodation, and most of the windows are around these 2 spaces. The other 2, sad and fear, are more secret, which will not have direct window in the space. The red area in the pictures is the window area. In a curious space, people can directly see the outside world through the window. In a sad space, people can only see a piece of the outside world through the window when they sit in the space, but if they lie in the space, they can see nothing. The window in the anxious area is on the roof, thus can release the pressure of the people. The fear space is the most secret space, which cannot see the outside world directly.